The Chainsaw Man movie is finally upon us, so this would be a great time to celebrate by making the most popular character that everybody can't wait to see in the movie, Himeno. Welcome back everyone, it's been a minute. I've been quite busy these last few months, but I'm excited to catch you guys up on all the cool things I've been making. Starting with this Himeno commission from Chainsaw Man. Now I know this isn't the most relevant character I could be making right now, but trust me, I'm working on that other one as we speak. Now the first step is finding the right file to use for parts, and this one will do nicely. Link in the description as always if you want to support these talented artists that help me do what I do. Since this statue isn't made for action figures in mind, we will have to do some modifying of the parts to get them to fit. First, I'll have to cut her legs down to just a shoe. Normally, I'd buy some 1/6 scale shoes that she can slide her feet into, but I couldn't find any that were close enough to what she wears, so we opted for just 3D printing them. The goal here is to chop it down to just a shoe so that I can take that to my iPad and make it fit an action figure. Unfortunately, I didn't film that part, but you guys will get to see what it looks like later after I print it. And now that it's just a shoe, we can start sizing it using a 1/6 scale model. I downloaded a free female 3D model and then used one of my 1/6 scale female bodies to size it correctly. This is the best way I've found so far to scale my pieces for printing. It's not 100% accurate since every 1/6 scale body is a little different, but it's a great place to start. With the shoe done, now all we gotta do is repeat the process for the hands, the head, and the extra beers. Once everything's cut up and sized accordingly, we can go ahead and start printing. And this time around, I got to try out some new resin. I was recently contacted by Funcrecol and asked if I wanted to try out some of their matte resin, to which I happily accepted. Now I'm not being paid to say anything, I just agreed to give my opinion on the resin after using it. And I have to say, in my experience so far, this resin works very well. Now I'm no expert on resin, but I've been 3D printing and painting for over 4 years now, and in that time I've used a variety of different resin brands and types. And it's always taken a bit of fine tuning to get the resin to work on my specific machine. Usually the standard settings on the bottle or the website won't work for me, so I'll have to print a few calibration tests until everything runs smoothly. But this is genuinely the first resin I've used that gave me solid prints on the first attempt using the standard recommended setting. This is also the first time I've tried skin tone resin, and I gotta say it really does it for me. I love this color for prints. They sent me 2 bottles for testing and I got to work immediately. These prints came out so clean, I was very satisfied with the results. I mean, just look at how clean this looks, and this is straight after curing, so there's been no post-processing done so far. I didn't stop with just this project either. To make sure my testing was thorough, I printed 2 more statues right after this. Here's a sneak peek to some of the things I printed that will be coming to the channel very soon. Now for this one, I did run out of resin right before I finished the print, so I did have to print the rocks in another resin, but you can see everything else is this resin and it is beautiful. Each bottle also comes with a bit of their UV putty, which admittedly I haven't used yet, but that's only because the parts all came out fine, so I never needed it. I will eventually be in the need for some though, and when I do use it, I'll be sure to relay my results back to you guys. Now, although my experience with Funcrecol's matte resin has been an overall positive experience, I will also mention my one gripe with it so far, and that's the time it takes to print if I use the recommended settings. I know I just praised how well the standard settings work for me, but it does make the printing time way longer than I'm used to. A print that would normally take me about 6 hours was now a 17-hour print. It's not the biggest problem for me personally, since I care less about speed as long as I feel confident that the prints will come out good, but it is a very noticeable difference in speed for the relatively equal quality of the prints compared to the resin I normally use. Now I'm sure I could start experimenting more with settings and probably cut that time down without sacrificing any quality, so I just gotta play around with it more. Plus, I could also just be an idiot and have gotten the settings wrong in the first place. I have never claimed to be a technologically savvy person. But overall, this stuff works very well for me, and it's an easy product to recommend. In fact, since I needed some clear red resin for one of these projects anyways, I went ahead and purchased a bottle of Funcrecol's clear red as well, since I was already testing out their matte resin. If you've never tried their stuff before, I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's inexpensive, easy to work with, and it looks great. I definitely see myself using this resin more often, especially the skin tone color. The red wax seems like a pretty color too. I'll try that one next for sure. And with that mini review over, let's get to painting these prints. As always, we gotta prime before we paint. Now here I actually messed up by not asking my client if he wanted her to have black hair like the manga or green hair like the anime. For now I painted it black, but that will change later. The cans also get a base coat of black since it provides much better coverage for metallic paints later. After that, the shoes get a coat of brown and the skin tone gets hit with, well, skin tone. Even though the resin I used was already skin colored, it wasn't the right pale shade that's needed to match the body and Himeno's skin, so it had to be painted unfortunately. Now we just gotta paint the cans with some chrome. Trust me, if these cans didn't have a black base coat, it would take way more paint to cover and it wouldn't look half as good. All that's left now is to hand paint the finer details. I opted to paint this can with a brush since it's attached to her hand and it would be really annoying to mask off for airbrushing. Next up is her eyes. Well, her eye and eye patch. I usually paint eyes off camera since they're so tiny and require my absolute focus. But here's how it turned out. Really happy with this one, I think it looks great. And here's the hair color change. Honestly, I think it was the right call. She stands out way more with the dark green hair. Now I didn't film it, but we did decide to give her another outfit to recreate her infamous scene from the first season. No, not that scene. Ugh, get it off my screen. I meant this one. Now you've already seen it in the thumbnail, but we'll take a closer look shortly once I finish up these final steps. And while I do that, I'd like to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed my work, consider liking the video, subscribing, and leaving a comment. I read them all and always respond, so if you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to let me know down below. All the projects I mentioned or showed in this video are on the way, so look out for more Chainsaw Man and more coming soon. Now let's take a look at my custom 1/6 scale figure of Himeno from Chainsaw Man.